Pressured by a surge in migrants at the southern border, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they want to address border security. But the question of how to do that, and how to do that meaningfully, is proving as polarizing as ever. As it stands, the federal government has authority to regulate border security, but Republicans and even some Democrats argue the federal government isn't doing enough. So the question is, should Texas take it into its own hands?
Would we then be running afoul of federal law by interfering in federal asylum?
If you want asylum, and this would, in my mind, this would encourage you to do it properly. If this is going to screw up your chances of getting it, don't do it this way.
That bill, Senate Bill 11, went before a House panel on Monday, days after passing out of the Texas Senate in a largely party-line vote. It would impose a state-level criminal law against crossing the border illegally, punishable by up to a year in jail. Another measure with a bit more bipartisan support still dividing Texans testifying on Monday.
We're going to stand in the breach here. We are going to give these bills everything we've got.
Senate Bill 4 would increase criminal penalties for human smuggling or operating a stash house, including a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in prison. With such a high punishment, critics asked, how do you define smuggling? Not least of all considering Governor Greg Abbott has made national headlines for busing migrants from Texas across the country.
She could be charged with smuggling even though she doesn't know that person's status.
Is she secreting them from law enforcement? Is she purposely trying to keep us from finding them?
What does that mean?
Conservative critics have pointed out that sweeping border security policies have died in the Texas House before. It's not necessarily likely that the House is inclined to do so again. Again, both of those bills passed out of the Texas Senate. We are still waiting to hear from either chamber on policies focused on communities like Colony Ridge, which became a hotbed for conservative criticism after allegedly offering permanent housing to undocumented migrants. From outside the Texas state capitol, Michael Atkinson, CBS Austin News.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.